Hi everyone, welcome. Today we're going to be working on the letter W. We're going to be doing a craft with two W's, watermelon and wagon. So get out your craft supplies and your templates and let's get started. So now that you have your template in front of you, you should have the W. I'm going to take a black marker and we're just going to try to figure out where the middle of the W is and draw a line right across in black. Just like that. Now if you think of a watermelon, part of the watermelon is green and the other part is red. So we're going to make the bottom of this watermelon green. So grab your green marker and let's start coloring. Now I'm going to trace around the bottom. You can use markers or crayons. If your paper is thick enough, you could even use paint. But I like markers for this because we don't have to wait for it to dry. Great job. Now today we are not going to be cutting out our W, but we will be cutting out some other things. So make sure that you have your scissors handy. Just go right along and fill in all the bits on the bottom. Very nice, that's filling out. Now remember, if you miss any spaces, you can always go back. But for now, this looks great. All right. Now that we've got the bottom done, I'm going to grab myself a red and do the top of the watermelon. So let's start with that. Now we're going to be filling these pieces in as well, but I like to create a base of our colors and then we can add on to it after. Keep going, tracing around the lines and filling in as you go. Very good. Almost done. This craft is starting to make me feel hungry for a yummy watermelon snack. There we go. Wonderfully done. Let's put our cap back, make sure it doesn't dry out. Now that we have the watermelon base, what we're going to do is take a bit of red paper. It can be any size paper, half this size or a quarter. I'm going to look down here and see I want to create a wagon shape. I'm going to take my paper and just cut across. It doesn't have to be perfectly straight. Just get as good a line as you can. And I'm going to lay it down. Now I'd like my wagon to come to about here. I'm going to take my scissors and just cut that like so. That seems like a good size wagon. So now I'm just going to take my glue and glue it on. It doesn't matter what size you glue on because you're going to be flipping it and they're the same on both sides. I'm going to put it right up close so that the watermelon is sitting inside of my wagon. Next, I'm going to be taking my black circles, which, you guessed it, are going to be my wagon wheels. So let's just flip them over, put some glue on. Nice job. Now I'm going to go back to my watermelon And I'm going to grab that paper that I had before, and I'm just going to start making some little strips. Like so. You can make them all different shapes and sizes. They don't have to be this small. But then when I've got the little strips here, I'm going to make them into squares. I'm going to grab them all up. You can do it one by one, or you can do it together like I am. Making sure that they're even. Watch your fingers when you're cutting. I'm just going to cut them. Now when you get to this part, be very careful. Go to the very edge and watch your fingers, like so. And there you go. I have lots of little bits. So all I'm going to do is just put some glue on the top part of my W. I'm just going to randomly put on my pieces of paper. And the reason I do this is because I like how it adds texture to my craft. And you know I like some texture. Wonderful. Keep going. Anywhere, just stay on the red. If you have white glue, remember to use a little bit less and just spread it around, making sure that we do our craft while our glue is still wet so that we don't have to come back to it and add more glue. So that looks well stuck. And if you look at it, you can see that it's textured now. And I'm going to go ahead and do the same thing on the green side. So take your paper and cut it into little pieces. You see how I cut it differently? It doesn't really matter. I just need little squares, whatever size you like. And I don't even need that many. So let's grab them again. Another reason I do this is because it lets me practice my scissor skills. And the more I practice, the better I get. So we're going to cut 1, 2, 3. Perfect. Very smoothly. Put on your glue like before. And just grab your pieces. Putting them on randomly, however you think you want your watermelon to look. Great job. I like it. Wonderful. Now we're going to take little tinfoil circles that I've cut out, and we're just going to put them on the bottom of the wagon wheels. Like so. That looks great. It looks like real wheels. Now we are going to take a little piece of black felt. And we're going to take our scissors and very carefully, we're just going to cut out little tiny strips. I think I'll do 2 strips. Then I'm going to take my strips and I'm simply going to cut them into little tiny pieces. Now, can you guess what we might be doing with these little pieces? That's right. We are going to make seeds for our watermelon. Perfect. Actually, I think that's enough, so we can put this on the side. See how we feel a little later once we've got some more on. So I'm just going to start randomly, no particular order, placing my little seeds onto my watermelon. Very nice. I like how it gives it texture. So it's just not a regular craft that we've done with markers only. We've added so many different layers. So now when I look at it, it really pops off the page. Wonderful. One more here. I'm going to put it right there. And you can, of course, add more, but I like the way this looks. Oh, one ran away. Let's put him over there. Perfect. Very nice. Now, in order to pull the wagon, we do need a handle. So I'm just going to take my black marker and draw a little handle right there. Now I could be done, but I feel like there's a fourth W in here. We've got our watermelon, our wagon, our wheels, and I think I need to make my watermelon a little bit wacky. So I'm gonna add some googly eyes because I think that googly eyes make everything wacky. I'm gonna put an eye right here, and just to make it a little more wacky, add a smaller one in a different color right there. Now this is when you get to use your imagination and add whatever else you think is wacky. So for me, I'm just gonna add some hair at the very top and some ears on my watermelon. Maybe a nose and a mouth. I'll take my marker, just pick a color that feels good. I'm gonna keep it green. And let's take our green marker, oops, let's make sure it'll open up for me, and start coloring in our wacky watermelon hair. Remember, it's your craft, so you get to make it however you want to make it. And for me, this feels a lot more fun. And there's our craft, the letter W for watermelon and wagon wheels, and just plain wacky. I hope you had fun today. I sure did. Check back next time.